Hi all, my name is Jonathan McKnight. I am the Director of Operations for Momentum 360, and today we're going to be talking about visiting virtually and why that's important in post-pandemic marketing. Let's get started.
What's going on, guys? If you haven't yet, go to our YouTube channel, click subscribe, and click that little bell too so you get notifications whenever we post a new video. You will be the first person to know. Thank you so much for the support, and now the video you've been wanting to watch.
All right, first a quick introduction to what is visiting virtually. Essentially, it's a virtual tour, it's a walkthrough, it's a way for potential customers to come visit your space, engage with it, and sort of sell themselves on it. The reality is, in today's environment, people are more and more apprehensive about actually going out and visiting spaces, especially when people are going to be spending quite a bit of money. There's a lot of travel involved, and gas has never been more expensive, so you really want to know about where you're going to see. Now, this applies to everything from real estate to a local shop, to a car dealership, to picking a school that you're going to send your kids to. It's really important to understand that people really are more guarded now than they ever have before. Now, for those who don't know, a virtual tour is essentially just a combination of images that have been stitched together into a 360-degree sphere. You're able to look in that 360-degree sphere in any direction and see everything. This is in contrast to a 3D virtual tour, which allows you to take measurements. Really, at this point, it's semantics. It doesn't really matter. The important part here is that virtual tours, or digital twins, are going to allow people to visit and sell themselves on your space, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. These are incredibly important and powerful marketing aspects. Those who utilize these assets first, appropriately and expeditiously, will survive the recession, or at least they have a better chance to. Those who don't embrace new marketing methods and stick to old ways will not survive, or at least their chances are not that good. Being able to use a virtual tour is important, and its diversity is imperative. The beneficial part here is that virtual tours can be viewed on virtually any smart device. I don't know if they can be viewed on those smart refrigerators that have a big touchscreen built in, but if it's an iPhone, an iPad, or a desktop computer, you'll be able to access this space online. Younger generations are obviously more in tune with this because it's something they're more exposed to, but older adults have been able to utilize these very successfully. Some of the biggest utilizers of virtual tours are retirement homes, geared obviously towards older adults. With very little assistance, if at all, older adults are able to visit retirement homes and similar spaces. This can be less intimidating, and it can have lighter operations on the facility itself. It can be difficult to have your best foot forward several times a month, time after time, without having a notable impact on operations. Getting people to visit your tour virtually is really quite simple. When they're generated, you'll get an embed code. This can be put directly in your website so that it's woven in seamlessly with no interruptions, no ads, and you'll be able to have that available to anybody who visits your website. But there are other ways too. You can go and embed the virtual tours in your email signatures. So anybody who you are communicating with, whether they're potential clients, vendors, or even people in other parts of the company, are able to see the facility that you either work at or in control over. These are really great assets to send out for recruitment. It's a really great way to sell people on why they should come work for you when you have such a nice facility. Getting started with virtual visits are very simple. First, you need to contact an experienced virtual tour provider, ideally a national one. The reason why you're going to want to go with a national virtual tour provider over a regional one is simply because the level of expertise that's being provided to the photographer as they are capturing the space. Now, you may think this may not make much of a difference, but when you're able to pool thousands and thousands of hours of experience into one particular job, the end result is simply uncomparable. It's very important that if you're going to be spending the dollars and investment in order to make these high-end marketing assets, that they are done correctly. Now, with that being said, I wouldn't want to scare anyone. Virtual tours, yes, used to be exclusively for high-end real estate listings or really fancy hotels. The reality is the ability to make these tours has become more and more accessible, which has brought the price down while maintaining the quality. This is important for those who utilize them first because they will be able to carry on the same sort of gravitas that is afforded to these types of high-end institutions who've used them in the past. Ultimately, at the end of the day, virtual tours are a very engrossing and very engaging way to meet with potential customers. Again, people have never been more guarded and more particular about where they're going to go or where they're going to spend their money. With virtual tours, you can have a head above the competition by allowing others to visit you virtually, to go through and engage with your brand. People will sell themselves in consideration of how aware people are when they're looking at an ad. How easy can it be for you to spot an ad? And how quickly does it take for your eyes to pass over it? With these new marketing assets, you'll be able to engage potential clients for longer in a way that your competitors are not. So survive the recession and come out of the pandemic stronger than anyone else, and invest in assets that will allow your clients to visit you virtually. Again, my name is Jonathan McKnight. I'm the Director of Operations for Momentum 360. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have a lovely day.